everybody, my name is Specialist Shepherd. I'm going to be giving a class today about noise and light discipline. So we're going to be doing the class right here. So your risk assessment for this class is going to be low. Some things to keep in mind are just watch your step. We're going to be walking in the woods, so just watch out for old barbed wire and your slips, trips, and falls. Also be cognizant of ticks. So when you're done, do a tick check. Make sure none are on you. Also be careful of wildlife. I saw a coyote out here the other day, so just don't play with it. If you see it, walk away. As well, the only materials that you're going to need for this class is yourself and a water source, because it is hot out. We're approaching summer, so have that water source with you so you can stay hydrated. Our ELO for the day/night, I picked the night or dusk, just to show the importance of light discipline of that. And then so that's our ELO. And so standards. So commander's intent right now is to get out here and be more proficient to keep our noise and light discipline down, and avoid avoidable noise and light discipline. The importance of this is it gives your position away to the enemy. If you're doing recon or if you're just out, it shows the enemy where you are in sight with light, and then sound you can hear. And like if someone was walking over right there right now, I'd be like, hey, what's going on over there? Gives your position away right away. So that's the importance of it. So I told everybody already about the risks involved with this. There's not that many. So I'm gonna now get out teaching. Feel free to get out pen and paper if you want to take down these notes. But the biggest thing, whether it's noise or light discipline, is gonna be avoiding all those unnecessary movements. So basically, don't move somewhere unless you have to. If you see someone right there, this is what we use hand and arm signals for, noise and light discipline, that way you don't have to talk. It keeps the chatter to a minimum. So if you see someone and you're just trying to talk to them and you can't use hand and arm signals, just try looking at them and wording it, just talking with your lips. Like, you probably understood what I said right there, even though you didn't hear me. I said, hey, what's up? So just keep that in mind. So avoiding all those movements. And then going into securing things that make a lot of noise. So I know during training you guys have M4s with BFAs. That little ring on top, that thing rings like a doorbell. Tape that thing down to the BFA itself. It's important to tape down things that jingle around. What else jingles around? Your canteen cup, dog tags, change in your pocket. Get that stuff right out of your pocket. You don't need it. Not your dog tags, but maybe get some silencers for that. So things to consider when you're taping down your rifle and equipment. Don't tape it down in a way that it's going to impede you from using it. I'm not going to tape something down over the ejection port of the M4, because then the thing's not going to cycle. It only makes sense to, just don't impede on your equipment so you can't use it. So radios. Use the radios only when necessary. If I'm 10 feet away, don't use a radio. Just common practice. If you can't see someone, then go ahead, maybe use a radio. But just keep that chatter to a minimum if you can, and as well keep that volume as low as you can, as long as you can still hear it. That way, you know, people around the neighborhood or around the combat zone don't hear you. So that's talking about noise discipline. Light discipline. A couple things to consider. I'm not going to demonstrate it because I don't smoke, but you know, smoking puts off that cherry red butt at the end. And right now, if someone was down there smoking in camo, you probably couldn't see them if they weren't smoking. But if you start smoking, you see a little red something glowing. It's going to throw indicators like, "Hey, what the hell's that?" Also, as well, if you're using NVGs, that light is going to look like there's a bonfire going off on that guy's face. The NVGs pick it up very well, so keep that in mind. So smoking at night, definitely a no. In the daytime, also be considerate about where you are, because the smell does offer give your position away as well, not just the light itself. Flashlights. So I got myself one of these. Very good flashlight. It's a headlamp. So at nighttime, red light is the least visible to the human eye. It's basically enough to get you moving around, but it doesn't give off that much light. Like, you're not going to notice it as bad as, per se, if I go like that, that's probably, at least in your guys' end, a lot brighter. So red lens, get one if you don't have one. Also, fun fact, you're not going to be tested on it. Your green light is the most visible to the human eye. Don't ask me why, that's above my level of intelligence, but it is. That's why your NVGs, when you look through them, they're green. Cover anything that reflects. Again, nothing really on me right now reflects anything. Let's say I had something shiny taped on my arm for whatever reason. Just keep that in mind. Just make sure your stuff isn't reflecting light, you know, because if, you know, people mirroring for help, you know, they use the sun and a mirror to reflect on a boat if they're stranded on an island. That's what they use to get their attention. So you don't want to get the attention of the enemy by doing that. And if you're going to be setting up, like if you need to write down something on a map, or you need to write stuff down and do a lot of things with a flashlight at night, be cognizant in your surroundings. One, you got the natural concealment, such as you got a hemlock tree over there. If you look right there, you got a hemlock tree. Enemies probably over there. I'm not going to set up right here. I'm going to go behind the hemlock tree. Only makes sense, right? Also, as well, you can go underneath a poncho or something to mitigate that light. You see that in Band of Brothers as soon as they land on D-Day. Lieutenant Winters brings out his poncho, goes underneath it, and starts writing on the map. So that's all the tasks and standards to keeping noise and light discipline to a minimum. Another couple things for thought is walking. Walking, everybody knows how to do it, obviously. If you're in the Army, you should know how to walk. When you walk in the woods, especially, like right here, I'm walking in sand. You can't really hear it very loud. But when you're walking in the woods, what do you got? You got sticks, limbs, falling down trees, leaves. So when you're walking through leaves, if you go nice and slow, mission dictates, if you have to go somewhere fast, go fast. But a nice slow pace keeps that sound down, as well as bumping into branches. You can tell the difference between just leaves brushling, that's not a word. Leaves, I don't know that word, but leaves moving around and someone breaking a stick. So when you're walking, I like going heel to toe. That way, let's say we got a stick right here. You're gonna have sticks all in the woods, all over the place. They're gonna be underneath leaves. You're not gonna see them all. I go heel. I don't feel anything. All my weight's on this leg. I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. Okay, I'm good. I go with this. All right, heel, I don't feel anything. All right, I feel like a stick's there. Go around. Takes some time to get used to. Those who do hunt, you probably already practiced this. Just thought I would get it. Nice food for thought for everybody out there. All right. So again, at this time, we're going to go out in the woods and demonstrate everything I just talked about. Not everything, obviously. I'm not packing an M4. I'm not getting the poncho out and writing on a map, but we're gonna demonstrate walking in the woods and kind of keeping that sound to a minimum. Come on down. How is it? Can you still see me? Is it too dark? Okay, so you might not be able to see me right now, but you'll still be able to hear me. So I'm just gonna simply demonstrate walking in the woods, keeping it quiet. I'm gonna first, I'm gonna demonstrate just walking in the woods, not caring about any of this, and you can hear the difference. I'm gonna walk simply 20 feet down here, and then all right, probably heard that. That's just me walking in the woods. I'm trying to get somewhere. Now this is me taking everything I just taught and keeping that in the back of my head from getting point A to point B. Once again, I'm going heel to toe, walking, feeling for sticks. I'm not walking through the leaves because I got a nice, there's no leaves right here. I'm walking right here. Keeping that sound to a minimum. Not bumping into any branches or anything. Nice and slow, heel to toe. Oh, got a stick there. I'm gonna walk around. So, there's your demonstration. Does anybody have any questions? So I'm gonna get out the light. Now that's a little bit darker, you might be able to see the difference a lot better. So, this is what I'm expecting from you guys. I want everybody to break out, and one at a time we're gonna be walking through, taking everything I just taught, keeping that in the back of your head, and walking from point A to point B, keeping the sound to a minimum. All right, so everybody just went through and practiced. A lot of you did very good. Some of you had a couple deficiencies, but we touched on those. I gave you a little bit of advice on how to do it a little bit better. So everybody still has their water with you. The safety's still the same. Everybody has their water. So observing how well the soldiers performed the task. I'm gonna record the results of the soldiers doing their task with their name and their results. I'm gonna determine their task proficiency, whether it be trained, TP or U, trained, practiced, or untrained. Retain and evaluate. I'm gonna report assessment to the leadership. I'm gonna call up leadership and let them know how is everybody doing. Accounting for all equipment used for training. Again, we didn't use any equipment. All our personnel are here. Everybody has their water source that they came with. So now we'll leave the woods, get out of the woods. It's getting a little bit dark. And again, you can see the difference between the light. Now that it's a little bit darker out, definitely can tell. So everybody's going to get a red lens after this class, right? Nice. All right. So glad to see everybody passed and took some stuff down today. It seems that everybody did very well. So now we're going to do a AAR. So again, my name is Specialist Shepherd. A couple ground rules for this AAR. They're not going to be, you're not going to attack anybody with your comments. They're going to be informative, and they're going to help better the class. So what was the commander's intent? Anybody? The commander's intent was to be proficient at disciplining noise and at noise and light discipline. Okay, I'll take that. Did we meet that commander's intent? Yes. So what was supposed to happen? Again, we were supposed to get out here, train, noise and light discipline. What did happen? Exactly that. We did that. So improves, sustains. If you're going to hit me with an improve, can you elaborate on how I can improve? Because if you guys don't let me know how to improve the class, it doesn't help me out as an instructor, and it doesn't help out your future classmates that are going to be going through this class. So, all right. Thank you everybody for your input. All right. So we're going to go over the risk assessment again. So during the risk assessment at the beginning of the class, I went over everything that I knew of. Did anybody think of anything else that they saw out there or could think of so we can mitigate risk? No? All right, thank you. I'm going to conduct a final inspection. I'm going to ask to close out the training site. All right. Training site is now closed. Thanks again for your time. Really appreciate it. I hope everybody learned something today.